Do you like doing 380 damage with single prize Pokemon? If you answered yes, this might be the deck for you. Festival lead featuring Seaking and Diplin. We have, hear me out. It's not, it's not as big as a meme as you think it is. All right. We we have the 4/4 line of the Grookey. The Boom Boom Groove ability is absolutely disgusting in this deck. It allows you to search for any card in your deck. Normally you have 3 of these set up on your bench. That is the optimal number unless you're playing the Shaman. Then you only have 2. But basically you have Pidgeot EX Quick Search with a single prize Pokemon. Just lets you get whatever you want. And that's how this deck works. We're going to talk about how this deck works and how Thwackey just kind of brings it all together. Seaking has the attack Rapid Draw that does 60 damage and allows you to draw 2 cards. If you have Festival Lead active with Festival Grounds in play, then you do an extra attack doing a 120 damage and drawing 4 cards. If you have Max Belt and Black Belt's training equipped, you can do 300, I said it, 300 damage with Seaking and draw 4 cards. 300 damage and draw 4 cards. Absolutely disgusting attack. If there was an EX card printed with that attack, it would probably be one of the best cards in the format. The Goldeen also has Festival Lead as a basic Pokemon. This is your best starter, allowing you to get Boom Boom Groove online as quickly as possible. All of the other Festival Lead Pokemon do need to be evolved. So starting Goldeen is just your best starter. It's what you want to see in your opening hand and just kind of makes this whole deck work. It does have a pretty good attack. Whirlpool allows you to discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon if you flip heads. If you're playing a deck such as Cornerstone Ogerpon, then you can discard maybe their one of fighting energy, making it so they can't attack with that card, which is one of our answers, I guess, to Cornerstone Ogerpon. Our other one being Hops Cramorant. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But your main attacker is going to be Seaking. With the help of Max Belt, Brave Bengal, and Black Belt's training, you can take crazy knockouts on EX and Mega Pokemon, just wiping out your opponent and putting the prize trade so far in your favor they can never catch up. Diplin is your strongest attacker. You can do 380. I said that right, 380 damage with all the power-ups available. To Mega Pokemon, you can knock out Mega Gardevoir, you can knock out Mega Manectric, you can knock out Mega Kangaskhan. Mega Absol, you don't even need the power-ups because it is weak to grass. Probably the better attacker than Seaking. Seaking allows you to set up with Goldeen to get your Thwackies online to eventually start attacking with Diplin on your 3rd or 4th turn. Sometimes you can get lucky and start attacking with Diplin on your 2nd turn, but more than likely, Seaking will be your first attacker to start drawing cards and getting Thwackey online with Goldeen. Have to play Shaman, Wellspring Ogerpon, and other bench sniping decks like Screamtail just kind of run over this deck if you don't play Shaman. If I didn't have to play Shaman, I wouldn't, but it's 100% necessary in those matchups. Whenever you have to play Shaman, you just reduce your Thwackey count from 3 to 2, with 2 Goldeen and an Applin being your best board setup. Hops Cramorant. I know everyone's been looking at the Hops Cramorant, wondering why that's in the deck. It has the attack Fickle Spitting that does 120 damage if your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. This is our answer to Cornerstone Ogerpon with a Max Belt and Black Belt's training. You can do 210 damage. Does not have an ability, so it will take a KO on Cornerstone if it's their only Pokemon on board, because whenever they get down to a board state of just Cornerstone thinking you only play Festival Grounds attackers, they're not going to be expecting this, and it could be the only card on their board, could win you the game, or just make it hard for them to have a Cornerstone-only board state. Once they start benching other Pokemon, you can start using Boss's Orders and taking out things with Diplin and Seaking and dealing with the Cornerstone Ogerpon when it becomes a threat. If your opponent plays it right, there's not really a way for this deck to beat Cornerstone Ogerpon, but most people, they just don't. They just don't play it correctly, or they only have one, or no way to recover the fighting energy and the Cornerstone if you knock one out. So having an answer, I know it's not a great one, but it's the only one I could figure out without completely demolishing the consistency of this deck to take out Cornerstone. You can bring it back with Night Stretcher and Super Rod to attack again if they take a knockout on it. So you can attack multiple times with Cramorant. Hops Cramorant's it's just a surprise attacker. That's all it's in here for. You could do a max of 210 damage, and if it's kind of coming out of nowhere, your opponent's not expecting it, you could take some easy prize cards with Hops Cramorant, allowing you to build your board state with your Festival Grounds Pokemon in the background. Blood Moon Ursaluna, just a late game closer. Jet Energy is our main energy in this deck because the Sea King, Cramorant, and Blood Moon Ursaluna all synergize really, really well with Jet Energy because they only need colorless energy to attack. So you can promote your Festival lead Pokemon, use Boom Boom Groove, play your Jet Energy onto Cramorant or Ursaluna to move them to the active to attack for the turn. Lily's Determination is the big card, the big addition in this deck. Drawing 8 cards is just absolutely absurd. A lot of games you'll be using Thwackey to grab a Lily's Determination, or you could even just play the Lily's Determination, see your 8 cards, then play your Thwackeys to get the final pieces you need for your puzzle. 3 Arven, just really good consistency. If this deck doesn't have Buddy Buddy Poffin, it kind of struggles a little bit. If you only have the option of 1 card, say you'll have a Nest Ball, you always want to grab your Grookey. You have to get Thwackey online for this deck to work. You need 1 Thwackey. That's it. You get 1 Thwackey online, and then within 2 turns, as long as you're not just completely dead in the water, you should be able to get your board set up, all of your Pokemon, and just start searching with Boom Boom Groove. I did have 2 Arven in this deck originally. We did play Acerola's Mischief. Instead, we never got to the point where we needed to play that card. This deck takes prize cards so aggressively, it was just never needed. Black Belt's training, self-explanatory, 40 extra damage on Festival lead Pokemon. It's technically 80 damage because you'll be attacking twice. Kind of absurd. Same with Brave Bengal, Max Belt. Those are basically double damage because you are attacking twice, and they do apply on each attack. 2 Boss's Orders brings up the optimal target, allows you to play around Cornerstone Ogerpon until you absolutely have to deal with it. Iono, just the one of, we could put it back with Pallet Pad. Reduce your opponent's hand size. Just sometimes you want to reduce your opponent's hand size. Sometimes they're playing Alakazam. Sometimes they're playing Goldingo. You just want to put your opponent down to 1 or 2 cards in the late game, and then use Boom Boom Groove to search out any 2 or 3 cards you need and win the game. Buddy Buddy Poffin is your most needed card in the early game to set up your bench. Ultra Ball and Nest Ball also help find the Thwackey, Sea King, and Dipplin. Whatever cards you need, Nest Ball grabs the Cramorant and the Ursaluna since you can't get them with Buddy Buddy Poffin. Night Stretcher, Super Rod, put your Pokemon back, be able to get your preferred cards. Normally with Night Stretcher, I use it to grab back a Grass Energy or a Sea King. In Super Rod, I usually put back Applin, Dipplin, and a Grass Energy. Most matches, that's how I've used those 2 cards. Against Cornerstone Ogerpon, I've used Night Stretcher to bring back the Cramorant, but that doesn't happen very often. Brave Bengal does extra 60 damage on Festival Pokemon, 30 damage with Cramorant. You can't use it on your Blood Moon Ursaluna, unfortunately. You can use the Max Belt on the Ursaluna, so you could actually do Max Belt on Ursaluna to 290, then Black Belt's training. Gets to be pretty strong. 330 damage with your Blood Moon Ursaluna in the late game can really surprise your opponent and win it all for you. You have to play 4 of these. You have to have this in play to be able to attack twice with your single prize Pokemon. And honestly, its effect is pretty good. It makes it so you can't be poisoned. Your deck does struggle with like Pekka poison package decks. You can't be confused by Monkey Dory. No special conditions if you have an energy attached is so good. 4 Jet Energy gets around those pesky retreat lock Pokemon. Also, all of your Pokemon only need single colorless to attack. You're not going to be using Blood Moon Ursaluna until you only need the 1 Jet attachment. You can bring them all up from the bench if they boss up a Thwackey to try and trap you. Just such a good card to have. If you're not sure what card to grab with your Thwackey and Boom Boom Groove, so most of the time you're like, man, I don't really need anything. Always make sure you have a Boss's Orders, Lily's Determination, and a Jet Energy in play. In case they try and bring up a Thwackey to trap you, you can use Jet Energy to get a Festival lead Pokemon back in the active spot. 2 Grass Energy. I would have 1 Grass Energy in here if I didn't have bad prizing luck. 2 Grass Energy. Usually you don't prize both of them. I've never prized both grass. That's why we play 2 of them. I've never needed more than 6 energy total. You're doing so much damage with these single prize Pokemon that you could honestly you can get away with having 6 energy and then the Super Rod and Night Stretcher to bring back the grass if you absolutely have to have them. Overall, this deck is actually way stronger than it looks. Let's hop into some matches, show you how it works. After 7 rounds, we realized that our microphone wasn't working properly. We actually had really good matches in those 7 rounds. We knocked out a lot of high HP Pokemon, a lot of Megas, and a lot of Charizard EX. We played a couple of Gardevoir matches that were really fun and just showed the power of this deck because Gardevoir is honestly the best deck in the format. So having this deck be able to beat that multiple times was really awesome. All right, we have the Applin start here. And they are letting us go first. This is kind of a bad hand. This is actually a really bad hand for us. We're going to have to discard a couple of cards we don't want to get rid of here unless we top deck like a Buddy Buddy Poffin. Let's see what we're playing. Mega Absol. This is completely fine. All right, we do have the Goldeen. I don't think they can attack turn 1. So we're just going to go ahead and attach the energy here. And the question is, do we want to grab the Thwacky? I feel like that's just going to be their target every single turn to be able to take basically free KOs. We're just going to pass. We're going to save our hand. We're going to evolve all of our Pokemon here. If they don't get the Mega Absol out of there this turn, they're going to be getting knocked out. A lot of... You would think that you would struggle into this deck with the Retreat Lock and with the Cornerstone Ogerpon, but we do have answers to all of those things. Putting Town Store in play for us is fantastic. There's a Turbo Energize. Probably means they're not going to retreat. There's a real shot we get a knockout here. 3 prize cards on our second turn. Lily's Determination's nice. They're probably going to grab the Cornerstone, if I had to guess. Yep, there's the energy. Here comes Cornerstone. Yep. They probably won't bench anything else, but they do. That's fine. They're actually benching quite a bit of stuff. The more they bench, the better it is for us. Gladius is fine. 3 prize cards. So we have 6 prize cards other than Cornerstone on deck. The Brave Charm does take us out of range of the Hops Cramorant. So we will have to attack with that twice. But we should have a knockout here on the Mega Absol. I don't see why we wouldn't. Alright, Town Store. Just going to get the Brave Bengal out of the way here. And we need to keep the Pal Pad, right? Yeah, we need to keep Pal Pad. We need to get a couple more Pokemon here. We could dump the Jet and the Pal Pad, but I really don't want to do that. So we're just going to Iono and hope for the best. Grab Grookey. Puts us at 140. Think we can dump... I honestly think we could dump the other Brave Bengal. I don't think we need it. And the Ursaluna. And we can grab another Grookey. And we're missing Festival Grounds, unfortunately. So we're actually just going to pass. We'll go ahead and attack. They can move the damage over with Monkey Dory. They will retreat the Mega Absol here to the Cornerstone because that's just what they do. Energy Switch. I always got it. They just keep benching more and more liabilities here. I don't agree with what they're doing here. Town Store's fine. Yeah, the miss on the Mega Absol there may be why we lose this match. Let's see what we get here off the top deck. We're just missing so much here. It's kind of frustrating. We're missing so much. Like we just had a supporter here, we'd be doing great. All right, we're just going to grab a Lily's Determination here. And we're going to try and get set up a little bit better. All right, here's what we do. We have to get rid of that stadium. We do need a couple more attackers. We only have 2 festival grounds. Come on. All right. We're actually going to go ahead and play this, and we're going to attack just to draw the cards. That's all we're doing here. We need the 4 cards. All right. So we do have knockout on Mega Absol unless they penny it up this next turn, which is a good possibility. If they start pennying up all their cards, we may just concede. We do need to get damage into Cornerstone Ogre Pawn. Yeah, Adrena Brain, completely fine. All right, so there goes our Applin. Do they have boss's orders for the other Applin? That's the question. I think we just lose here from this standpoint. They're going to boss up the other Applin. Tough matchup. We had a pretty slow start. Iono's fine. We didn't really have a whole lot in our hand other than the black belt training. There's boss, which is fine. Go ahead and grab the Diplin here. We have to get the prizes off the Absol before they pick it up. So that's what we're going to do. The other energy's prized. This is not how we wanted to do this at all. Good news is we should be getting some crazy good prizes right here. Hopefully our second boss, that would be great. No, the grass energy's nice though. It's actually completely fine. I mean, I don't like this match. But them doing that actually helps us a lot. Like, keeping the max belt in play Allows us to take a knockout on Pheasantipity here. So that actually helped us quite a bit. I don't know if they realize that or not. Problem is we still don't have boss's orders. So if we don't get boss off of the prize cards here, we just lose. Yeah, we have to get boss off the prize cards. All right, boss. Evolve the Thwacky. Super Rod. We'll put back the bear, we'll put back Applin, and we'll put back Sea King. Actually, we'll put back Diplin. We'll grab the bear. We'll take out Fez. We have to get boss's orders off the prize cards here or we lose. This is such an annoying matchup is what it is. All right, boss or we lose. Come on, last prize card. That's okay. Completely fine. We did our best here. Unfortunately, our 6th prize is the boss's orders we need to win for next game or for next turn. Honestly, it's not even that bad. They got the Brave Charm on the Cornerstone Ogre Pawn, so we kind of threw the Cramorant out the window. And then we just had bad luck here. It's honestly just bad luck. Very, very winnable matchup there. The 3 energy switches onto the Cornerstone Ogre Pawn and then between the Monkey Dories was really, really lucky for them. Other than that, they had a pretty good setup. They had the boss when they needed it. You know, they had the Turbo Energize and the energy switches. So it wasn't like they had like a crazy, crazy good setup, but it wasn't terrible either. And we still did okay. Like, we still would have won that match if we had a boss's orders. Ooh, this is a bad, bad starting hand. Ooh, they did decide to go first. Yes. We got bailed out. All right, this is going to be one of our more scary matchups because our opponent will be able to just manually evolve into the Duskulls and take knockouts on us. Yeah, there's Badoo. So we have to get multiple attackers here, of course. Go first, double Buddy Poffin. Why not? Why not? Jesus. And you know they got, 100% know they got Lily's Determination in their hand for next turn. They got 4 cards. They will be playing Lily's Determination next turn, guaranteed. All right, we have to get multiple attackers here, which is really unfortunate. We're actually going to go ahead and put Festival Grounds in play. Our opponent usually only plays 1 to 2 stadiums, so we should be okay on that front. Okay, got multiple Grookies. Need another Goldeen. I think we actually jet the Goldeen up. And we're going to put another Grookey in play. We don't play the Psyduck. I know that Psyduck is a really, really strong card in this matchup, and we probably should play it, but I don't think that it's 100% necessary. I think we could win without it. Especially if they don't have Lily's Determination. Yeah, we're fine here. We are chilling right now. Because we can start evolving up all of our Pokemon here. All right, we're going to Boom Boom Groove for 1 Thwackey. Just to guarantee that we have it before we play Lily. And then we may get another Thwackey off Lily, which would be great. If not, we have at least 1 to get our Seaking with. We got our Seaking, nice. All right, so we're going to use this Grookey to grab another, or we're going to use this Thwackey to grab another Thwackey. No shot. We should have. No shot. We prized 2 Thwackey. What's with the prize cards, man? This is getting kind of crazy. Boss in hand, energy. All right, let's just go ahead and evolve up our other Goldeen. Get that out of knockout range of a Duskull. And we'll just swing here. Maybe they'll give us the Duskull, which would be fantastic. It is one of their least valuable pieces once I start getting leveled or powered up here. We got a Thwackey off the prizes. Nice. Let's see if they give us the Duskull. They did not, which is okay. Completely fine. They could have rare candy, energy. They could have everything here, honestly. They do need rare candy into Dusknoir to do any real damage to us. We actually have a knockout onto Dragapult with Dipplin next turn if we want it. There's Fez, completely fine. Doesn't it feel like every time you knock out your opponent, the first time you take a knockout on your opponent when you're playing Dragapult, they just have Fez in hand? Or is that just me? Between the prize luck and the opponent always having Fez and Dippity, it gets kind of sketchy out here. Counter catcher's fine. We have jet energies. Hilda's fine. Let's see. We may actually switch into the Dipplin here to punish any sort of low HP Pokemon promotion. There's the Dusclops. Completely fine if they pop it. That might actually be the target. We might just go after the Dusclops. Could take out the Dracloak as well. Force them to have rare candy. They do have Neo Upper in hand, so it doesn't matter all that much. All right, we do have to jet Seaking up. The question is, do we take the prize cards on the Dreepy or do we take the Dracloak? We could also take out the Duskull or the Dusclops so it doesn't take a prize card later. We do have multiple Thwackeys. We can do whatever we want here. It's hard to decide what is correct. Do we take out the Dusclops or do we take out the Dracloak? We know they have Neo Upper in hand. We just saw them get it. We could take 2 prizes off of Pheasantipity as well, but I think I would rather just save those for later. Let's get a Black Belt's training in hand for the following turn. I think we take the Dusclops. I think that's the correct play. We're going to get Boss in hand for the next turn. And we're going to get a Grass Energy in hand for next turn. We do get damage into whatever they promote, unless they just promote the Dusclops and then they pop it. They could get, how many prize cards next turn? They could get quite a few. Because they could take out Dipplin with the Dusclop. Yeah, we just got to take out the Dusclops. The Dusclops and the Dusknoir taking out our Dipplin is a bad time for us. So we're just going to go ahead and remove that threat and draw some cards. Shaman's nice. Festival Grounds. Probably going to promote this. They probably have Dragapult in hand. We do have Knockout on Dragapult next turn. We should be able to win this game in 2 more turns. Take a Knockout on Dragapult, and then the following turn... I mean, honestly, we could probably try and take another Knockout on Dragapult, right? All we need is the Brave Bengal and the Black Belt's Training on another Dipplin. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, Dragapult's always got to be the play. I wonder if they're looking for like an Iono here. They could be looking for Iono. We could still get there off the... If they do hit us with Iono, we still have the 3-card combo. Unless they play like... Unless they play 2 Hawlucha, they can't take out our Dipplin here. There's the Neo Upper on the damage Dreepy. That's interesting. Very interesting. There's the Iono, of course. Completely fine. We got the Grass Energy, so we only... Actually, we got 2 of the 3 pieces off of Iono, which is crazy. So we just need to grab the Max Belt, and we're fine. We just have a blank card here. I'm assuming that was Ultra Ball. Yeah. There it is. Recon Directive. Sometimes a counter catcher in this deck would feel really, really nice, but we're just never going to be in a position to use it. Worst case scenario, we Blood Moon or Ursaluna Boss's Orders on the last turn. Maybe a 3rd Boss's Orders would be really good in here. After that last game where our final prize card was the Boss's Orders we needed. Yeah, there's onto the Dipplin, which is fine. They'll probably be able to respond to this pretty easily. But what we're going to do is we're going to put... We're going to put another Applin in play. We're going to grab the Max Belt. Actually, do we even need Max Belt? We're doing 140. Actually, we don't even need Max Belt, do we? We just do Brave Bengal. So 130 times 2 is 260. Brave Bengal is 30. Yeah, that's 320, right? Never done that math. So we'll do Black Belt's Training. That puts us at 140. We'll do this. We need to get a Jet Energy in hand here. We could actually take a knockout with Ursaluna with Black Belt's Training and Max Belt onto another Dragapult in the late game. All right, do the wave. And do the wave. That might be how we set up our board here. To just take the final 2 prizes with Blood Moon or Ursaluna. There's Palpad. Nice to see that. They're going to take out both Dipplin and Applin here, for sure. That'll put them down to 3 prize cards. Probably just attack with Sea King. I don't see a way that they can get to a knockout on Blood Moon or Ursaluna without Duskulls and Dusknoirs being online. So we may just bench the Blood Moon or Ursaluna next turn. They can play Tool Jammer, which would be a little bit annoying. I think that's still the stadium choice for Dragapult, correct? There is a world where they take 3 prize cards here, actually. They could counter catcher up Sea King and knock out Dipplin and Applin on the bench. I've seen crazier things happen, especially with Dragapult. Monkey Dory. Do they have the counter catcher Dragapult? That's the question. Dragapult. And they played 1 counter catcher. I know they normally play 2 or 3, right? I've never been a fan of Dragapult. I've never played the Dragapult deck competitively, and they just have it. It's nice. It's okay. Completely fine. We just have to kind of think this next turn through a little bit. We could just top deck Boss's Orders, which would be nice. I don't agree with them not taking out I don't agree with what they're doing here. They're just giving me the win with the Boom Boom Groove Sea King. They should have taken out both attackers. Because they knock out the Thwackey, they knock out the Applin, leaves me with the retreat cost of 1 Sea King, or we could just jet up the Blood Moon Ursaluna and Boss's Orders. Took a little bit of a turn, but it looks like we are going to win in the way we thought with using Blood Moon Ursaluna and Boss's Orders in the final turn. I was thinking about how we were going to have to grab a Goldeen. We were going to have to grab Goldeen and kind of use that to offset the prizes a little bit. But this works as well. Makes it a little bit easier for everybody. All right. We'll go ahead and we will grab Boss's Orders. Actually, I think we could just take a knockout here without even using Boss's Orders. Yeah, we could just use Max Belt. Yeah, we can nick, 320. Max Belt on Blood Moon Ursaluna and just knock out the active. Crazy. We could have grabbed the Black Belt's training there for a little bit of extra damage. Pretty good game. Did prize Hops Cramorant. Luckily, we didn't need it this matchup. Is a pretty good attacker into all those Monkey Dories, though, for sure. I think those are two pretty good matchups. Kind of shows the power of the deck. Kind of shows the downfall whenever you prize Boss's Orders as well. Let me know what you guys think of this deck right now. I think it's really, really strong. I'm going to take it to a few League Cup League challenges, see how it does. I'll let you guys know if I win any or if I just completely fall out.